No better way to start a Christmas Day video than opening up all of these boxes and all these new gifts for the boat. That's what I'm gonna be doing today. Installing things like this hatch and then all these parts that are in this box to try to complete the boat. Hey everybody, back on the boat. Got the consoles all put back together after being painted. A couple other things, been cleaning up some trim and stuff in here. Cleaned up these two hatches. I need to do the other two. Put those in, put the Hummingbird in the console. You can see the trim along the base of the console there. It's all cleaned up, ready to go back in, along with this piece that goes across the back of the transom. I gotta get a couple screws. Also did some rod holders on this port side. Need to do the starboard side, but I've been wanting to get the batteries back in, and before I do that I needed to drill out the new scuppers, and so that's what I'm doing right now. I've got that one's halfway drilled out, and I'm pretty excited because what I found in here is a foam core transom, which is a pretty big deal to me. Was really worried that this was going to have wood, so happy to see that. I have a brass insert I'm going to put in there, epoxy it in, and then use a tool that I made up here myself to flare it on the other end. So I'm going to finish drilling that out and get that done, and I'll keep you guys updated on what's next. All right, I'm going to work on installing the rest of these rod holders. So these ones are the welded variety. They're not the sheet metal ones that are spot welded. These are cast stainless, welded all the way around. I pre-drilled these holes the other day, and what I do when I pre-drill these is I go ahead and coat them with polyurethane. I have this urethane that is actually marine grade. So this is Lanco Marine Master, and it says weather resistant, UV and saltwater resistant. So hopefully that'll help any extra saltwater intrusion in the gunnels, in the wood. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill these holes, which is 5/32 for a number 12 stainless steel screw, and get these ones on this rail installed. Hey everybody, gonna share yesterday's progress with you. Didn't film much, but we got a lot done. So let's go into the boat. You can see now all the hatch covers across the back are installed. First thing you see, the leaning post is back in the boat. Our tackle box is back in the boat. Need to buy a replacement hatch for that. It's broken. This hatch needs replaced. Need to order one of those. But we got these covers back in. Our oil tank covers are in. Our audio system is back in. All of the rod holders are in, except for I got some 15 degrees coming for here. They haven't showed up yet. All the hinges and handles for our fish boxes in the front are in. Hatch cover reinstalled in the front. Navigation lights are on and functioning correctly. New fuel fills. These were really bad on the boat, so was lucky enough to find the exact replacements. Went in, put those in. Got this front seat cushions in. We have our windshield is cleaned and in. Our grab bar is in. Hummingbird is in and functioning. Also added this cell phone mount, which is going to be really nice when we're on the water. It's pretty strong, held on there. There we go, Hummingbird powering up. So lots of cosmetic stuff was done yesterday. Today's going to be the day that we get into these engines. So I'm going to run over, get some stuff real quick, and get started on replacing the maintenance parts for the engines. So I'll keep you posted. Hopefully I take more video today than I did yesterday, but we were really pushing to get things done, so stick around. All right, me and the boy are working on the engine today. We're gonna start on this starboard side engine. It needs a water pump. It was not flowing water, so we're gonna put a water pump in it. Also changing out the spark plugs. It had NGK iridiums in it, which isn't what the boat is recommended to have. It's supposed to have QC12 PEP champions. And then remember, whenever you're doing this, to check your spark plugs. Looks like this one got dropped. You can see the electrode is not the electrode, but I can't remember what it's called. The strap here is bent, so I'll have to straighten that out. Looks like it probably got dropped. I'll straighten that out when I gap them. And then this is a kit of washers that I bought to do this. That's to help clock the spark plugs in the right position. So we mark them with a black line, and that shows you where the electrode is, so that when you put it in, it faces over here. You want it to point straight towards the injector inlet, and they call that indexing spark plugs. So we'll go ahead and index them correctly, do all the service maintenance stuff, and then we're going to let this thing run in our cut 55-gallon barrel and just see how she runs and run some fuel through it. All right, so I think I may have figured out why this water pump wasn't functioning. It appears to me that it probably went bad and somebody tried to fix it. And if you look down inside here, we kind of have this disassembled now, but this is your shift linkage rod. It goes through a shaft here, which is connected to your cable for your controls. And that is your gear selector for forward, neutral, reverse. And there is a bolt that goes in over on this side, and it has a pin that goes through the shift shaft right there. That's that piece that is staying steady inside that notch. And I think when somebody took the bolt off to change this faulty water pump, they broke the bolt. Probably no fault of theirs, but just rusted stainless steel bolt. It snapped, and the part of the bolt threads are stuck in there with the pin. And so without removing that, you can't take the lower unit out to access the water pump. So this is probably going to have to be replaced, because I just don't see me being able to get the space to go in there and drill and use a bolt extractor to remove the rest of the bolt and the pin. But we'll give it a try, see what happens. Maybe we get lucky. Most likely not. We'll be replacing that aluminum piece and then replacing the bolt. So we'll give it a shot. All right, so this is our breakdown surprise that we found. This pin was broken off inside of this gear adjuster, so we had to cut it off to be able to get the shift shaft out of there. Now we'll be able to rebuild the water pump on this motor. So we're gonna have to order this and a new bolt and get that in. All right, so we got the lower unit back on. Changed the water pump. It's kind of a pain. Had to cut that out. It's all anyways, it's out of there. We ordered a new part, so when that gets in, we'll have to install that. But we're gonna run the motor here shortly, filling up the bucket with water, and just make sure if this fuel pump's or the water pump's gonna pump water correctly. So we'll see how it goes. All right, she's been running for a few minutes now. We got a good water stream coming out.